Welcome to Church at Home with Abbeydore Deanery. I'm Mark Godson, and today I'm with Julie Lunn. We're going to explore the kingdom of God. It's a pretty impossible task, if I'm honest. But we've got a couple of the tiniest parables of Jesus, and we're going to share those with you. There's a bit of a clue in the fact that I'm sitting in a field of very cheerful and unrepentant weeds. We'll come back to that later. In this time of pandemic, we've got used to how something that's the tiniest essence can grow exponentially and use up the resources and concentration of the world. These tiny parables of Jesus speak about the kingdom of God in quite strange ways, but they're also ways that have the possibility of growth, of the kingdom becoming here and now. The kingdom of God slips between the cracks in the meaning of words. The languages of this world cannot contain it. In the depths of the ocean of our desperation it lies, a pearl of enormous wealth. It fills the cavern of our need. It soothes the pain in the corners of a prison cell. It pours into the cup of suffering shared in an upstairs room. It is the immensity of small acts of compassion. It is the sea of living water contained in a single tear of contrition. It is the split second between the welling up of joy and the eruption of laughter. It is dancing to our own beat. It is the wide eyes of a child. It is the filling of our lamps with expectation for the bridegroom at the end of time. It is the seed for our hope for life. It is here. It is now. Julie and I are going to share some music with you, some images, some poetry, and those tiniest of parables. We're glad you're here. Worship with us now.
Oh, that I could see your face, how I'm longing for that day, brighter sun of holy grace, make my heart a holy place. Blessed are the poor who have nothing to owe. Blessed are the mourners who are crying alone. Blessed are the guilty who have nowhere to go, for their hearts have a road to the kingdom of God, and their souls are the songs of the kingdom of God, and they will find a refuge, for theirs is the kingdom of God. Beauty shining from your face, always long to see this place. Is there somewhere I can stay, even just a couple days? Blessed are the poor who have nothing to owe. Blessed are the mourners who are crying alone. Blessed are the guilty who have nowhere to go, for their hearts have a road to the kingdom of God, and their souls are the songs of the kingdom of God, and they will find a refuge, but theirs is the kingdom of God. The Lord is our shepherd, we shall not want. In valley or pastures, we shall not want. Our cup runneth over and over, for now and forever, for now and forever. The Lord is our shepherd, we shall not want. In valley or pasture, we shall not want. Our cup runneth over and over, for now and forever, for now and forever, for now and forever, for now and forever. Oh, blessed are the poor who have nothing to own. Blessed are the mourners who are crying alone. Blessed are the guilty who have nowhere to go, for their hearts have a road to the kingdom of God, and their souls are the songs of the kingdom of God, and they will find a refuge, for theirs is the kingdom of God. Oh, that I could see your face, how I'm longing for that day.
In this time and space, all of who we are is welcome. You can bring the broken, darkest parts of you, the parts which strive to be beautiful, and those which are nothing but flawed, and put them next to ours, as together we let them be shaped by the presence of love.
Yeast, bread. This little parable that Jesus told, I've been thinking about them for a while now. The kingdom of God is like yeast, which a woman took and mixed with 3 measures of flour. Until the whole batch was proved. When I hear that, and I know that 3 measures of flour is supposed to be about 60 pounds of it, I wonder whether the women who were listening to Jesus on that day and heard him say, a woman mixed yeast with this huge quantity of flour, thought, this guy is going to make a huge amount of bread. Enough to feed a lot of people. The kingdom of heaven is like yeast that a woman took and mixed with 3 measures of flour until the whole batch was proved.
I felt his presence, I shall remember and forever cherish.
Bread-making God. Bread-making God, providing food for your children with an abundance that surpasses our hopes, we praise you. God, maker and breaker of bread, feed and nourish us with your love. Bread-making God, working with those who sweat and struggle to provide food and nourishment for the hungry, bring justice to your world. God, maker and breaker of bread, feed and nourish us with your love. Bread-making God, hearing our greedy clamour for more, our desire for possessions surplus to our needs, forgive us. God, maker and breaker of bread, feed and nourish us with your love. Bread-making God, offering us the bread of life, mysterious in its brokenness, feed us. God, maker and breaker of bread, feed and nourish us with your love.
In the beginning, God saw the cheerful, unrepentant weeds, thistles and dandelions, and God saw that they were good. They were fruitful and multiplied, they bloomed on poor soil and in the barren wilderness. They brought colour into a solemn world. God considers them as well as the lilies. They don't toil or spin either, but they breed like rabbits and spread like wildfire. Never anxious about tomorrow, today they reclaim the wasteland. Break through concrete, transform bomb sites. They are a treasure hidden in a field. Common as muck, but clothed in purple and gold, they proclaim the presence of their Creator. God, open-handed sower of grace, sees that thistles, flourishing on the field's edge, won't give stray seeds a chance. aware of the sparrow's fall, knows too how the smallest seed of all grows till it can shelter the birds of the air. God watches the thistledown, travelling light, cast adrift on the currents of the air, finding somewhere to make a fresh start. God values the dandelions as a harvest. We cannot live by bread alone. Our souls hunger for beauty and meaning. We are nourished by signs of the kingdom. God, knowing the secret of life and death, created green shoots that spring up after rain, flowers that follow the sun, fruits that trust the winds of heaven, and seeds that will only grow if they fall in the earth and die. These weeds, as down to earth as you or me, are parables of the wisdom and work of God.
O storyteller, you sit me down and fill me with tears and love and laughter. Come into my life and tell your story through me.
I've been making bread for some time, years in fact. Every week on a Monday at the stables in Madley until lockdown, I was there. Flour, yeast, mixing. And to start with, I was doing it on my own. I put up a sign saying, "Welcome, come and bake bread." But for one reason and another, people didn't. Some came, chatted, drank coffee, dropped in. One person turned up every week and had lunch with me. Another would come in the morning and chat for quite a time. But I began to wonder, what am I doing? Then gradually, one person after another did come and did want to make bread. And I realised after a while that we'd become a group that looked forward to meeting one another, baking bread, learning about that, loaves, rolls, bagels, pizza, all sorts of bread. But also getting to know one another, listening, sharing, spending time together, supporting one another. We'd become a group. A group who wanted to join in.
As I went to walking one morning in spring, I met with some travellers on an old country lane. One was an old man, the second a me, the third was a young boy who smiled as he said, "With the wind in the willows, the birds in the sky, there's a bright sun to warm us wherever we lie. We of red wine to share on our journey with all of mankind. There's a bright sun to warm us wherever we lie. We have bread and fishes and a jug of red wine to share on our journey with all of mankind. So I sat down beside them with flowers all around. We ate from a mantle spread out on the ground. They told me of prophets and peoples and kings, and all of the one God who knows everything. We're travelling to Glaston over England's green lanes to hear of men's troubles, to hear of their pains. We've travelled the wide world over land and the sea to tell all the people how they can be free. With the wind in the willows, the birds in the sky, there's a bright sun to warm us wherever we lie. We have bread and fishes and a jug of red wine to share on our journey with all of mankind. Sadly I left them in that old country lane, for I knew that I'd never see them again.
One was an old man, the second a maid, the third was a young boy who smiled as he said,
with the wind in the willows, the birds in the sky, there's a bright sun to warm us wherever we lie. We have bread and fishes and a jug of red wine to share on our journey with all of mankind. With the wind in the willows, the birds in the sky, there's a bright sun to warm us wherever we lie. We have bread and fishes and a jug of red wine to share on our journey with all of mankind.
When you come to the place between, when you have left what you held most dear, when you are travelling toward the life you know not, when you arrive at the hardest ground, may it become for you a place to rest. May it become for you a place to dream. May the pain that has pressed itself into you give way to vision, to knowing. May the morning make of it an altar, a path, a place to begin again.
So far away.
Good morning.